at Creative Portland, downtown. A new string quartet in Portland, but you guys have all been playing in the Portland area for a while. So can you introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'm Annie. I play the cello. I've been playing cello for like 8 years, I think.
I play the viola, also for about 8 years.
I'm Ella. I play the violin, and I've been playing for 11 years.
I'm Francesca. I also play the violin, and I've been playing for 11 years also.
Awesome.
Cool.
So how did you guys meet up, like form a group?
Annie and I knew each other through middle school orchestra, and Ella and
The good old days.
The good old days in middle school.
Yeah, and I knew you a little bit.
Through middle school. Nora, I didn't know you at all.
Yeah, I met you guys through Myro.
Right.
Yeah.
Maine Youth Rock Orchestra
Very
is
cool.
where we, that's where we first started playing as a quartet. We were the, like, principal of each section, or the top of our section, and so we started getting some, like, gigs through Maine Youth Rock Orchestra, and then we decided to branch out and form our own ensemble.
So cool. So we're wondering about the name Diriga. What does it mean? Who chose it? How did you choose it? Very curious.
Well, I came up with it. Diriga comes from like the main motto Dirigo, which is like Latin for I lead. But since we're all female, we wanted to make it like female. And it's it's just a bunch of women working together, leading.
Yes, we're gonna play Newlyweds.
Yes. So the question is, if you could have dinner with any musician, who would it be?
Alive or
Living.
dead? Oh, living.
If you were an instrument, what would it be?
I can't think of one, guys.
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
she's
I was gonna say tuba.
Guys, I still don't have a musician.
Wait, do some like
Okay,
telepathy.
What does that mean? I want to choose
what I wrote is what you think.
Okay, I have an answer.
Okay,
I'll just say it.
You should say it.
Well, my favorite band is Car Seat Headrest, so.
Yay! Okay. What is Nora's least favorite song?
But she likes all of them.
All right, and for you two, for Ella and Francesca. So, what is Ella's guilty pleasure artist?
Ariana Grande.
Yes.
I didn't think you were
Weezer.
ashamed of
I'm not
Weezer.
ashamed of Weezer.
My senior expedition at Catskill Bay High School was focused on sexism in the music industry, just like all sides of the music industry. And so to kind of like try and solve some of that in Portland and just raise awareness of the issue, I put on a concert at Mayo Street Arts, which was amazing. I was trying to find venues run by women, and so I found Mayo Street Arts. And I had Emma play, and I had lots of amazing female or some non-binary musicians as well. And I had these people play with me and the amazing Sarah Hallie Richardson.
Yes.
She is epic. And that was kind of like our debut as an independent ensemble.
Cool.
So that was really awesome to have all of us up there on stage.
That's the type of thing I wish had existed when I was your age, I guess. It just didn't. It was like hard to even find. It still is kind of hard to find women in the music industry, I feel like.
Yeah.
So it's changing, which is nice.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like we've all grown up in like kind of classical places, and I think like the students who play are like, it's a lot of girls, like, but then the teachers, the conductors, it tends to be men. Really what I've seen is just kind of like the like very small like microaggressions, like asking, like there's two very qualified musicians working a show and you ask the guy for help with something, or like just like someone telling me how to coil my chords, or like after a show, like I know what I'm doing. I don't know if you guys have experienced like what you've experienced, but
My first experience playing with a band, and it's like really great getting to play with all women because I feel like it's kind of a safe space, and I don't have to worry about people being like, do you know what you're doing?
Yeah.
Like, questioning me all the time. So, yeah, I guess.
I
That's
think
my
we've
take.
just been really lucky to be like in Myro where there wasn't a big, I don't know, it just felt pretty comfortable in Myro and having like, you know, friends and that are, we have a lot of women in Myro, so yeah.
Francesca.
That's so awesome. We interviewed Amaranto's quartet, which is another, now it's an all-women's string quartet. It's Lauren Geneva, Meg McIntyre, Anna Noyes, and Hannah Schroeder Jackson. Anna Maria Amoroso Noyes, should say her whole name. And they said they started kind of the same way, like they were classical musicians and then just wanted to play together, and they were like, this is cool, and we're friends already. So, and as far as their first shows, she said house concerts, which is cool because that's the way chamber music started. Like people used to just sit around their house and play music together.
Yeah.
So she said, we have a firm belief that a string quartet can fit into any musical scenario, classical, pop, rock, you name it. And they have been playing with Sarah Halley Richardson also, like, as her backup.
Yes.
Where do you want to see women in music in 20 years? Anybody?
I want to see really successful female musicians that are getting the money they deserve and getting just recognition for their talent, especially, I don't know, I feel like a lot of times the successful female musicians we think of are musicians who are just very overly sexualized, and that's the reason a lot of like men think that they are where they are, and just seeing, I mean, it's empowering in one way, but also just like seeing women be recognized and compensated for their skill would be great.
Yeah, I think right now it's really hard to be a successful female musician without being sexualized, and I think like women musicians right now fall into like one niche, like, oh, this woman does this one thing, she can't do anything else, and I think that shows up in like indie rock as well.
I like try to follow on social media as many like female artists and female artists of color that I can, so I can just like surround myself with like that mindset, so I don't get sucked into the idea that women can only be sexualized and pop stars in the music industry, and that's like really helpful.
Because
like
they are out there.
They are out there.
We don't
There's
see them all the time because they're not like marketed to us, but they're out there.
So how can we follow you guys? How can we follow your path and see your gigs or see scheduled gigs?
follow us on Instagram.
We're only here for like, because most of us are graduating high school this year.
I'm the only one left.
So hopefully we're trying to get as many gigs this spring and summer as we can.
Follow
And on school
Diriga
breaks.
Quartet.
Diriga
Quartet.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
On Insta.
We're totally legit.
Very much.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much
Yes,
for
thank you,
coming.
guys.
Talking with us.
So fun.
It's so awesome.
Pleasure.
And we want to thank our reverse sponsor, because we don't have sponsors, but we sponsor organizations that we like. Hardy Girls and Healthy Women, and you're on the board, right?
Yeah, so
Something about that?
so Hardy Girls Healthy Women, it's a nonprofit out of Waterville, Maine, and they're dedicated to the health and well-being of girls and women, self-identified, trans, non-binary included, and they provide programming, resources, and services for middle schoolers and high schoolers. So find out more and donate at hghw.org.
Yay!
They're awesome. They rock.
Cool.
So, yeah. Yay!
Yay.